Hi dear learners, so in this video we are going to talk about variables. So before starting with variables, let us just get started with a story. Do you remember during the school times, we used to solve some really nice equation in mathematics. So let's just try to solve one equation from high school. So there are two values which are given to you, that is x is equals to 5 and y is equals to 6. So the question is you need to add them up and you need to give the value after addition. So let us just try to solve it. Okay, add is going to be nothing but it is going to be equals to x plus y. So now the question is, when you are trying to add the value of x and y, you might want to put the value of x and y. So take your time and try to figure out what is the value for x that I should put it here, and what is the value of y that I should put here. Yes, the value of x is going to be 5 and the value of y is going to be 6. So the addition is going to be nothing but the sum of them, that is 11. So can you notice that the x and y are being replaced by 5 and 6. So can I say these x and y are holding some values. So x is holding a value of 5 and y is holding value of 6. And this is very same definition that we describe variables in Python. That is, variables are placeholders for storing data. So here data is 5 and 6. So we are just using variables to store them. So this x and y are nothing but variables in Python. So that is how we can understand variable. And let us just try to figure out where do we store these variable, or where do we eventually store the data. So in depth we are going to discuss this thing in upcoming video, but just for the sake of a glimpse, we can just show you that this data is being stored in computer memory. So any data in your computer is being stored in your computer memory. So we are going to talk about this thing in depth, that how are we going to store the data in memory. That is, let us just, there is this x is equals to that is 5 and y is equals to 6. So how do you store this x and 5 and y and 6 in your computer memory? We are going to see this in upcoming video. Okay, so apart from that, we are going to talk about naming a variable. So when you are defining a variable, you are naming it as well. So here we named x like 5 and another variable, that is y, as 6. So there are some particular rules upon which the naming of a variable depends, and we are just trying to figure out those rules. So those rules are: a variable name must start with a letter or underscore character. So what are these letters, my dear friends? Letters are nothing but these like letters from small a to small z, and small from capital A to capital Z. And there is one more thing, that is underscore character. So that is how your variable name can start, that is from small a to small z and from capital A to capital Z. Okay, the second rule is a variable name can't start with a number actually. So what are the numbers, my dear friends? Numbers are nothing from but all the digits, that is from 0 to 9. So a number is combination of any digit from 0 to 9. So here a variable name can't start with a number. Okay, so these are the rules for like how do we start naming a variable, or how we should not start naming a variable. But what are all the things that our variable name can contain? So a variable name can contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. Okay, let's just try to figure out what do you mean by alphanumeric names. First of all, let us just try to see like starting the variable name from like letters. Okay, maybe a is equals to 5, and let us just try to print the value of a as well. So here when I'm saying a is equals to 5, it means that there is a variable a which is holding some value of 5. So whenever I'm calling a, the value of 5 is being called. Let us just try to print a, and let us see what is it printing. It is printing the value of 5. So can we start a name of variable with any number? Okay, let's just try to see, maybe 3. A is equals to 34. No, it says invalid syntax. So you can't start a variable name with any of the number. So if you are going to start a number, if you are going to start the variable name with any number, then it is going to throw an error, that is a syntax error. Okay, apart from that, we can name a variable in alphanumeric characters. So what are these alphanumeric characters, my dear friend? Okay, so maybe RAHUL, and maybe I can just use underscore as well, and I can use these numbers as well. So these are alphabets and these are numbers. That is why it is being known as alphanumeric. That is alphabet plus numbers. That is alphanumeric. So I'm just not writing the full thing. That is alphabet plus number. That is alphanumeric. Okay, let me just give some value. That is 45, and let's just try to print it as well. Okay, value of Rahul underscore 12. Here we go, 45. And you can do a lot of iteration in these names, so you can just try out the name for yourself. Okay, apart from that, there is one more rule, that is inbuilt keywords can't be used as an identifier or as a variable. So identifier are basically names which are given to variable. So here a is a name that is given to variable, and that is why we call it identifier as well. So you can just say there is virtually no difference between identifier and variable. These are virtually and physically the same thing, just a like simple line difference. That is, these are variables, and like naming a variable is like identifier. Okay, apart from that, inbuilt keywords can't be used. Okay, let's just try to see what do you mean by inbuilt keywords. So basically inbuilt keywords are the names which are already been taken by Python, which you can't use in your like upcoming code or in your further code. And what are these inbuilt keywords? What are these keywords? So you can just use this help function, and you can just type keywords to see what are all these keywords which you can't use to name your variable. So these are inbuilt keywords which are already holding some values. That is why you can't use them as your variable name. Okay, let's just try to use some of it. Maybe try to see. Okay, can we use it? That is maybe, okay, 4. 4 equals to maybe 89. Can we use it? It says invalid syntax. That is, we can't use these inbuilt keywords as our names, as our variable names, because this has been already taken by a computer, that is Python. That is Python language. So this is all about naming Python variable, and we are going to see like how can we store these variables in upcoming video.